Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to Sniper Elite, where today we will be taking a look at the Kill Hitler missions from Sniper Elite's V2 through 5. Kill Hitlers have an interesting and varied history, and each one does its own thing, so I thought it'd be really interesting to take a look back at them all. So without further ado, let's get into this. Sniper Elite V2's Assassinate The Fuhrer is the genesis of the Kill Hitler mission. It was DLC and included as a bonus for people who pre-ordered the game. Assassinate The Fuhrer takes place in and around a German train station at night, with the first section being a close quarters gunfight across the platforms, which is yet another great little section from Sniper Elite V2, because this game's map design is spot on, and I really like this section in particular, and I use it commonly in my videos. As you fight through the station, you see Hitler's train pull in, and then you must fight up a hill to reach the vantage point. So far, an excellent level, but unfortunately this is where things go south.
Mein Führer, wir beladen nun die Lastwagen.
Once at the vantage point, Hitler's convoy arrives, and then you are locked into this vantage point for the rest of the mission, unable to move. To be fair to V2, this isn't bad, as the next section has you ambush Hitler's convoy and gives you a brilliant shooting gallery, where you must thin out the Nazis defending Hitler as he runs between cover. The thing I like most about this mission is that killing Hitler is genuinely really difficult. There is no way to kill him cleanly, he is always alert and running from you, and it is very hard to kill him when he is moving between cover. You can cheese it by shooting his foot when he hides behind a truck, which is what I did in this recording, but if you don't do that, it's a proper challenge. And this is what the game does best. Killing Hitler in every other game is too easy, but here you really have to try hard to get him. If you don't, he gets on his train and escapes, failing the mission. All in all, V2's Assassinate the Fuhrer, whilst primitive compared to what was to come, is an excellent foundation on which to build the next game's mission.
It's good to be back.
Sniper Elite 3's Hunt the Grey Wolf takes place in Tobruk, the same town that the first mission takes place in. However, instead of defending the city like you do in the first mission, Hunt the Grey Wolf tasks you with stealthily infiltrating it to take out the Fuhrer. There is no penalty for going loud, but to enjoy this mission properly, stealth is suggested. After reaching the city walls, you must then retrieve 2 officer reports to determine whether it really is Hitler or a double. Once this is done, you then must tail a messenger, who gives a message to an officer who you then must assassinate, before retrieving said message in what feels like some of the most ice-cold stealth gameplay in the series. Then, it is time to kill Hitler. You have the choice of 2 vantage points, one of which is closer to the target, but the other one has better elevation. My personal preference is the higher elevation one, as it's closer to the exfil point and gives you more cover from infantry fire, and gives a better view of Hitler in the event that he tries to escape in his car. But this is where it gets really juicy. The man here who talks to Hitler is none other than presenter and writer Charlie Brooker of Black Mirror fame. The reason behind this is that Charlie Brooker really likes Sniper Elite and gave it lots of good publicity, so as a thank you, Rebellion made him Hitler's right-hand man in the Afrika Corps. After this, Hitler will just sit around for a bit before driving away, nothing special. However, if you do let him drive off without shooting him, you do get an achievement, the description of which is observed the target and made the right choice. implying this isn't Hitler at all. And also, if you decide to shoot Charlie before Hitler, the Fuhrer will become invincible until he gets in his car, at which point you then must shoot him as he escapes. Sniper Elite 3's Hunt the Grey Wolf is an amazing mission because of the ice-cold stealth atmosphere, with this being perhaps the best stealth level in the series, and definitely the best stealth level in the game. Also, it's amazing because of the mystery around whether it is really Hitler or not who you kill. Either way, this mission has a soft spot in my heart.
A new assignment. A new target.
Sniper Elite 4's Target Fuhrer is perhaps the single greatest mission in the series. Taking place on Sendari, a small island off the coast of Crete, Karl infiltrates a U-boat pen to assassinate villainous Admiral Richter. Unbeknownst to Karl, Hitler is on the island when he arrives and has had Richter killed for his supposed treachery. Karl then must, naturally, kill Hitler. You start the mission off a cliff outside the base, and then must fight through the exterior of the submarine pen, which is arguably one of the greatest set pieces in Sniper Elite history. The cliff wraps around to the right, but going forward will take you across a set of buildings suspended above the sea and connected by gantries in an excellent piece of level design. Atop the cliff there is a small church tower that can be used as an excellent sniping position, or you could run up to the top of the base and snipe down from there, as that has a generator for sound masking. The player can also sneak through a passage in the cliffs to sneak into the base undetected. If you blow your cover here, then the base's main doors will be sealed, preventing access through them. This isn't a big deal, as not once have I ever entered the base through the main doors, but it's worth noting. Hitler's boat also sits outside the base, and destroying it, a Panzerfaust is the best option for this, will prevent him from escaping. On the inside, the player will probably wish to stick to the large building in the corner, as it's the best elevated vantage point given and is very easy to get to, with all three entrances effectively dumping you at this building. Hitler can be killed in many ways, the chief one being crushing him with a U-boat, but you can also crush him with a cargo drop, torpedoes, a stone eagle, you could booby trap his soup, destroy him with a sea mine, or dispose of him in a regular Sniper Elite way. Disappointingly, Hitler carries no grenades, so you can't get a grenade shot on him. Hitler is escorted at all times by an officer and 2 support Jaeger bodyguards, so killing him discreetly is almost impossible. If you blow your cover in the base, Hitler will run to his boat and escape, but if it's destroyed, he'll take shelter in the panic room near the main exfiltration point of the mission. I've yet to decide whether Target Fuhrer or Death Storm 3 is the best mission in the series yet, but I do know that Target Fuhrer is an insanely good mission in every single respect, and that's why I was so excited to play Sniper Elite 5's Wolf Mountain when it came out. Which is why I was kind of disappointed by Wolf Mountain when I did play it. The level starts out on a cliff near the Berghof, and the player must fight their way down the road towards Hitler, taking out enemies, radio stations and AA guns as they do so. This part of the mission is quite well designed, good by Sniper Elite 5 standards, but not a patch on anything in 4. The player will soon come across a tunnel protected by a group of soldiers, and notably this level's only dangerous opponent, a lone elite sniper. Karl will say something about the tunnel being heavily guarded, implying there is another way around, but it seems to me and my Discord server that this isn't the case, and the tunnel is indeed the only way through. At the Berghof you will find many ways to kill Hitler, including running him over, blowing up his bookshelves or his piano, blowing up his bowling pins, along with the usual ways of killing people. Unlike Sniper Elite 4, Hitler spends quite a lot of time by himself, which makes stealthily killing him quite easily. If confronted in combat, when he is alone, Hitler will just run away, although he usually gets stuck on some scenery, which kind of ruins it. But if confronted when he's in a group, he will fight back with a Luger. I was invading someone on Wolf Mountain once, and I heard a firefight start, But before I could get over there, I was greeted with the following message. Victory! Friendly Adolf Hitler killed the enemy sniper. This message was not only incredibly degrading for whatever poor sod actually died to Hitler on marksman difficulty, but also incredibly funny. And this is where I think Wolf Mountain's greatest strength lies. Not the humour, but the Berghoff section is an excellent arena for invasion. If I play Invasion, my go-to map is indeed Wolf Mountain, and it is a lot of fun. Wolf Mountain is undoubtedly worse than Target Fuhrer, but Invasion mode redeems it somewhat. But in all other respects, it's a step down from Target Fuhrer. I wasn't expecting anything better than Target Fuhrer when I first played it, because better than Target Fuhrer is impossible, but I was shocked to find something so much worse. I think Kill Hitler missions are an excellent way of documenting how the series has evolved. Sniper Elite V2's rendition was partly excellent, but also heavily flawed, and this reflects V2 immensely. It had excellent level design, a great story and great gameplay, but it struggled with other things like character development and the moronic ammunition system. Sniper Elite 3's rendition punched far above its weight. It was more than the sum of its parts, and that reflects Sniper Elite 3 down to a T. Sniper Elite 4's rendition was literally perfect, just like the rest of the game, and Sniper Elite 5's rendition was a letdown, but I think saying the whole of Sniper Elite 5 is a letdown is too harsh. Sniper Elite 5 introduced things that have immensely improved the overall game, but I don't think that level design was something they did right, and with the poor choices made in Wolf Mountain, I feel as if this level reflects Sniper Elite 5 in the extreme.